Demon Slayer can't be an analog horror, can't it? So, there is an analog horror of Demon Slayer online. Of course, it's not going to be canon to the actual story. It's not going to be official, of course. Really can never be that official at all in any capacity, but I had to make a video on this because, it's Demon Slayer. I'm a big ass fan of Demon Slayer. Even though the movie just came out and I already saw the manga, so I know what happens in the movies, I still don't want to see spoilers for the movies because they could change something and they could, the animation is gonna be fire. I mean, it's always them. You know how Demon Slayer is, the animation is never just trash. It's always good. Even with CGI, they just know how to cook with it. They just know how to cook. They're just good cookers. They're always in the kitchen making something up. So this one, Demon Slayer in Horror. So it's a fan fiction, of course, but it's what if Demon Slayer was more like analog horror than it was an actual like fighting anime. So in this universe of Demon Slayer, it's pretty much like the demons are more of like mental demons, like mental entities. Like they're not too much physical. They're more so mainly like things that attack you in your mental and cause you to commit, you know, non-alive. So in this universe, Tanjiro is still what they call a mental demon slayer because there's no physical demon slayers in this universe because you can't really attack the fucking demon at all. It's more of like a mental monster. So in this universe, what they're doing is they send certain slayers out with strong wills to pretty much hunt down or hunt down people who are hosts of these mental demons. So what they do is they enter the house or enter anywhere the person might where the host is, and they say certain words. They say words just like like the average words Christians would say to expel a demon, which I don't know what the average words are, but I, I had to say it's like the things like, be gone, uh, you're too weak to take this body of this host, and stuff like that. And depending on the rank of the demon, depends on its effectiveness. So if it's a lower ranked demon, a randomized demon, then it's pretty easy to dispel. But if it's not a randomized, if it's like an upper moon or even a lower moon demon, then it takes multiple mental demon slayers to actually get rid of it. And even then, it's not a guarantee because it might still linger around in the air. And what attracts them is actually sunlight instead of darkness in this universe. They actually love the sunlight because more humans are out during the sunlight. And of course, since they're mental monsters, they're not going to be having physical bodies to get burned by the sunlight. They actually prefer it when it's daytime because there's more people outside. And how they actually get you is they'll look, if you go onto your screen, a phone, a TV, or even radio, or even books, and you see something called, well, it's not really called it, but it's known as information that wishes not to be known by a human, which is pretty similar to the Mandela catalog. If you know that series, I'm pretty sure everyone does because it's like the progenitor of all the analog horrors. So it's pretty much like madness from Mandela from the catalog, pretty much. So once you see that information, you're not driven mad actually, but you're just taken over by a mental demon. And taken over is in a way as in saying what they do is pretty much they just use you as a host. They're a parasite to you pretty much. They're like the curses from the Jujutsu Kaisen, where it's like the weak ones will just linger on you and just will cause you inconvenience, if anything. So these ones are different because they're not just lingering. I mean, they're lingering, but they're doing a lot more than just fucking lingering on you. They're actually just becoming like an issue for you, and eventually they become so much of a problem to you that eventually people commit non living because of it, and that's their main thing. Like they make you want to commit non living from overwhelming stress that seems natural until when you actually died and you realize, oh shit, like it was a fucking demon this whole time. Because what they do, they create minor issues in your life. They create like minor problems in your life that any other human would find normal. Like, okay, it's just fine, but you actually find stressing, like stressing as hell. So, and for instance, what you would do is you would go to a um a vending machine and you buy a bunch of candy. You put all the coins in, all the dollars in, and it would just never come out. Which is a normal, which I guess if it happens once, okay, it sucks, but I'm moving on. I'm going on with my life. But it's going to keep happening every single time you try to do it, and any other inconvenience that can possibly happen is gonna happen. So you'll stub your toe you'll stub your toe multiple times in a day. Your door will be broken, or your windows will be shattered. Things that are not serious, but that make an issue for you because it causes an inconvenience. You have to pay for that door. You have to pay for that window. You have to pay extra for the candy, or you had to get a manager, to take the candy out for you. So it creates minor issues in your life, and then it just causes over time, over a span of years, for you to commit non-alive in this universe, which in this universe all governments know about, and they're trying to actively stop. But the only people that can stop it are mental demon slayers. And if the mental demon slayer is too weak mentally, then they get taken over too by a parasitic demon. And usually it's easier for them to get rid of the demon, but sometimes it fails and they also commit non-alive. Pretty much you have to be the main character. You have to be Tanjiro, you have to be Zenitsu, you have to be Irichi. You have to be a known sheer will character already in this universe. If you're not, you're basically done if you get hosted by a parasitic demon in this universe. So pretty much that's the whole premise of this whole analog horror. It's not all that scary, but it's something. So I had to talk about it real quick. So thank you all for watching. Have a nice day. I mean, I don't know what else I can say as an outro. Just have a nice day.
No habla inglés. Oh my god.